Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And today's topic is going to be very interesting as we'll cover Kali Linux installation on Windows 10, and I'll try to wrap it up within 15 minutes because we are doing Kali Linux install on Oracle VirtualBox. There are various ways to accomplish it, but today we're going to focus on how to install Kali Linux on Oracle VirtualBox. So without further ado, let's get started. Uh, First, we have talked about, before we deep dive into what the prerequisites for Kali Linux are, let's understand what Kali Linux is. Kali Linux is a Linux distribution by Offensive Security and primarily used by pen tester for forensics and doing pen testing and identifying vulnerabilities. So Kali Linux has been used widely by hackers and pen testers, and is one of the most in demand operating system when it comes to pen test. Now moving on to the prerequisite. If you look at the slide, the minimum prerequisites are a computer or a laptop with at least 8 GB of RAM. I would suggest a 16 GB, but there are some laptops which have less memory. The bare minimum it should be 8 GB. The laptop or the computer or the desktop should have a 64-bit processor with at least quad core. The reason to have quad core is when you install Kali Linux as a virtual machine on top of Oracle VirtualBox, it'll take up one CPU core at least. So the more the cores you have, the better performance you'll get. At least 8 GB of hard disk space, preferably SSDs, but if that is not around, HDD would also suffice. I've also given the link for VirtualBox download as well as Kali Linux free distro download for VirtualBox. I'll make sure to put these download links in the description box for anybody reference. So with that said, what we'll do is we'll get on to my machine and try to install Kali Linux. Now, I have already installed Oracle Virtual Machine VM VirtualBox. As you can see the shortcut in here. I've also downloaded the OVA file required for it for the Kali Linux. So I'm going to click on import virtual appliance. Source should be local system. I'll click on this button and I'll navigate to C drive, my PC, C drive. I put it in dump laptop, I put it in desktop, there it is. And I'm going to click on next. I'm going to keep everything as default, and I'll save this machine on a machine based folder called C users Hitesh VirtualBox VM, and I'm gonna keep include only NAT adapter and import as I'll keep everything as default. I'm gonna click on import. It'll ask me for a agreement of software license agreement. I'll say agree, and it'll start importing the Kali Linux. It'll, I'll pause the video for about a few minutes and resume it once the virtual machine is imported. Okay, the Kali Linux is imported. We'll make just a few changes before we power it on. I'm going to go into the settings. I'll click on network and I'll verify if it is NAT. It is NAT, which is good to know. And I'll quickly take a look at if everything looks okay. I have storage, network is all sorted, enable network interface is already there. I'll click on OK, and there is about 2 GB of memory already configured and processor too. So based on your hardware specification, you can bring down the processor to 1 even. So if I'll go to the settings, if I go to the systems, there is the processor, and here it is 2. We can give it 1 as well. So I'm gonna click on 1, and 2 GB of base memory is fine. I have 16 GB hard RAM, so that's more. That's all right if I allocate 2 GB to it. The other thing that I forgot to make a change to is we also need to disable the USB, else the hard drive would not, it'll not boot up the Kali Linux image. So make sure you go to the settings just like I did and click on USB, and from enable USB controller, just remove enable and click on OK. And now once you have done that, just click on start button. I ran into an issue wherein it gave an error, and let's see what it does now. Okay, yeah, it's starting up. I have maximized it. It is booting up. All right, that was fast. The the best part about using an OVA file, which is an appliance, and when you import it, is most of these settings are pre-configured, and secondly, it really boots up fast. Just the way you see it, you don't have to do too much of a settings, and you're able to get in immediately. Now, if you look at it, the Oracle virtual machine is booted up. I'll go to the settings. Let me just make the screen a little. Once we are inside the setting manager, we'll go and click on display and increase the resolution from 800 by 600 to maybe 1792. And yep, so we have a much bigger screen display and much better fonts now. All right, the other thing we'll do is we'll open up the terminal, which is just right around here, and do sudo su minus. Okay, so once we have root into it, there are a few things that we need to do. The first command is apt-get. Update, hit the enter key. This is very important to run this command once you have freshly installed the Kali Linux. It'll take a while to do the update, and then the other would be another command to upgrade the distro. I'll the other is app. Well, it completed fairly fast. Apt-get dist dash upgrade, and this will take a little time. See, after this operation, 1324 MB of additional space will be used. It's important to run this so that you have all the binaries that are needed uh, to have Kali Linux run flawlessly. So I'm going to hit on yes, and it'll take about 15-20 minutes, and I'll pause the video for now, and once it is done, I'll show you the last bit of it, and we'll conclude the video. Thank you. All right. So the Kali dist upgrade command took about 40 minutes to complete. There are 3-4 things that everyone should remember. First is, let's when you run these commands, you need to ensure that your computer on which you're hosting the virtual machine on which this virtual machine is running has the internet connectivity. Second is uh, during the apt get uh, dist dash upgrade command, it'll prompt you for some of the options like whether you want to install grub or not, so you have to be in front of your computer. Third is if you leave your computer for a prolonged period of time, there are chances that the installation would be interrupted because the packages would not upgrade as they'll lose connectivity to the internet because of sleep timeout. It'll automatically Kali Linux would go to the login screen. So just bear that in mind, these three, four things, and hopefully you'll not run into any issues. With that said, we have an Kali Linux running up and working fine. In case you have any questions or comments, feel free to put it in the comment section. I hope you like this video, and there are many more such videos coming along. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share. And you'll have more of security videos, cybersecurity videos, hacking videos coming on your way. Thank you for watching, and have a great one. Bye bye.